Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing a comparison video. I have here the Owlcam 2. I've had this for about 4 years. This was actually replaced by Owl. After the first year I had the version 1 because the LTE stopped working, and I've had this one for coming on 5 years now. Great camera. And this I just ordered, got a pre-order. This is a new Ring car camera. Right off the bat, you can see that there's a big size difference. The Owlcam has this little magnetic mount ball here. So it connects to the housing here. And it just goes in there. They both use USB-Cs, which is here on the side. And what I like about Ring is they actually made it all one unit, but they put the USB-C here so you can just mount it and then run your cords. So very cool design. However, that's about the coolest thing about this Ring cam. I'm going to go ahead and get into some of the differences, but to say I'm disappointed in the Ring cam would be a huge understatement. So let's go ahead and get into their differences. So one of the things I don't like about the Ring car cam is there's no screen. So I know for the most part when I go to a car wash with my Owlcam, when they're wiping the dash, a lot of times they'll hit my dash camera and I have to readjust it when I get into the car. With the Ring cam, you don't have any horizontal sway. You can only tilt it forward and back. There's this little lens cover here, which I kind of like. So that turns off the interior camera. The problem with that is, so I have a pretty, what I think is a typical American car, mid-size SUV. I have a 21 Denali Acadia. So when this camera is mounted, it's way out of arm's length for me to reach it. So to flip that camera off and on, I would literally have to stop the car or have a passenger do it because it's just so far up front. And then as you'll see in this video, having the camera way up there and with this super wide field of vision, you actually see way too much of the car and actually not enough of the inside of the car. So, I mean, it almost looks like I'm driving a Tesla because the windshield looks so huge. You really can't make out, what's what. On my headrests, there's Denali embroidered. And on this camera, you can't even see that because it's just so far away with that fisheye effect. So let's get into the functionality of the Ring car cam. First thing I don't really like is there's no height adjustment, right? So with my Owlcam, I'm able to change the base length for those longer windshields or shorter windshields, like in a Jeep, let's say, where it's a super short windshield. This is fixed. There's no making it shorter or taller. And with that FOV being as extreme as it is, you don't really get to make adjustments to the camera. So you can't see things in the car. I have a feeling if your car was broken into, it would be hard to pull usable data off of it, usable video to catch whoever broke into your car. The downloading was another issue I had. I don't know if it's just a Ring app, but it was very hard to know what I wanted to download, how to download it. I'm still not 100% sure how to download it to my phone. It seems like it saves everything to the device's internal hard drive instead of my phone. One of the other things I don't really like about it is the whole purpose of having a dash camera is like if something happens, let's say you come across a car accident, somebody cuts you off, there's no way to say a command to this camera and it be able to record that 30-second clip of what happened. With the Owlcam, you are able to with the OK Presto command. And then it saves that as a video clip on the app. This one doesn't have anything like that. You'd have to scrub through, try to remember the time. So it's not very dash cam friendly for what you would need it to be. There is a command that you can do, which is Alexa record, and it'll record a 20-minute segment. That's, I guess, in case you're pulled over and you want to be able to record the whole traffic stop. And then the other thing is, I mean, as far as the video quality goes on the outboard camera, I just wasn't impressed. I'm not sure if I have the settings all the way up. Again, I am just very disappointed in the product itself, how it functions, how it works, how it sits on your dash. It's almost like they didn't put a whole lot of thought into this. And I mean, even from the way the box looks, it doesn't look like they did a whole lot of work on the boxing either. It's just a very, very, very plain and simple product. And it's not very dash cam friendly for what we need. Now here with the Owlcam again, and this Owlcam, like I said before, I've had this 4 years or almost 4 years. And you can see, I mean, even the packaging is pretty nice. I know they've changed the packaging to be more basic. This was it was only the second version when it was still owned and ran by the original people. But what I like about this one is it's a suction cup. So like I was saying before, your camera mounts into this metal ball here. You have cord management underneath to run out. And what I actually like about this is, if you're looking at it from the top, this cable management comes out the bottom, and then you can run it to where you need it to. Now the cool thing about this is, like I was saying before, there's various sizes of these fins. So if you need a longer one, you can add a longer one. If you need a shorter one, you can add a shorter one. Or if you don't even need one at all, you could take it off and just suction cup it to your windshield. Now as far as the camera goes, there's a screen on here so I can have a live view. There's two, they call them swamp lights. Here's your microphone, your indoor camera, your outdoor camera. And what I really like about this is that it actually does have a little green light up here, like a theft deterrent light. So, you know, if your car doesn't have anti-theft, this could almost be like your anti-theft device when it's all said and done. Now, one of the things I do love about this, you can say OK Presto, and it will beep a couple of times, and the green light will flash, and then it'll ask you to name your video. And it does voice dictation, so it's not always 100% accurate, but it'll take the last 30 seconds and it'll send that to the app as a separate video clip, not something that you have to scrub for in your timeline. Anytime there's motion, it'll do the same thing. If it detects a break-in, it's the same thing. And I mean, the app on Owl was very thought out. You can either scrub your timeline, you can go to specific times. You can even, it has a video editor right inside of the app where you can add zoom, a timestamp, location. You can even create a story from the video editor within the Owlcam app. And that's something that Again, Ring just did not take into account. You can also go in and manually download via LTE or local Wi-Fi on the device from 30 seconds up to 5 minutes of video. And that's something that Owl just doesn't give you, or sorry, Ring doesn't give you the option to do. So overall, this camera, like I said, I've had it for 4 years. Great camera. Now I'm thinking about just upgrading to version 5 instead of the Ring camera, just because this has way more functionality that I need, has a way better video quality. Even this 4-year-old version was running 2K outboard and 1080p inside, and I'll do some video on these two. But overall, like I said, I'm going to stick with Owlcam, and you know, this Ring camera just was not what I thought it was going to be. It fell way short for a product that comes from such a big company.